Welcome
Oh,
back
welcome
to
back.
Two Old Men Fishing and talking about old computer stuff in Minecraft.
Oh God. Anyway, so I used to know PostScript, the printing language, and I knew it pretty well a long time ago. So that I actually my job involved writing printing software for like this investing firm, generating like the reports, and so I would actually write the software which would write the PostScript, which you could then download to a printer. And after a while, I even started just writing PostScript directly by connecting my serial ports to a PostScript compatible printer and just doing two-way communication like that. And one of my professors at my alma mater, when I was an undergraduate getting a computer science degree, he liked that idea so much that one of the classes that you're required to take, it's a senior level compilers class, and you have to write a compiler. But there was rampant cheating in this class because basically what one person would do is, one group would write a successful compiler years ago and then would just sort of pass it on to the next generation, who would then modify it for whatever the new challenge was for that particular year of the class. This was all back on the Motorola 68000 series CPU. So we were all generating Motorola 68000 assembly with our compilers. And he heard about my experiments with PostScript, and he said, "Aha, okay, here's what we're going to do. From now on in compiler class, well, at least for a few years at least, you would compile to PostScript and then send your compiled output to a printer. And if it produced the right output, then you pass that particular test case."
It's not a high degree though, but I have a degree in like application development as well. But they were so that whole class was so badly defined.
Yeah.
They had a Access database, Microsoft Access database, right?
Sure.
Like the whole it was a extra course that you could take, but it would also give you like an extra degree for application development. But they basically said at the end of the school year, you need to have a application that can read that database, and you have to search and print a report and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people went like, okay, they started bashing away in like what's the crappy shit called?
SQL?
No. SQL is good because SQL can actually do stuff. I can understand that.
Okay.
I meant like the Visual Basic in the built-in Visual Basic of Office.
Oh, Visual Basic?
Yeah, no, not pure Visual Basic. It was like a deprecation of Visual Basic. I can't recall the exact name. It was built into like Office, but they produce so many like crappy applications. What I'm gonna do is basically I want to have a simple application. And
was that VB Script?
VB Script, thank you, that one.
Okay.
And why on earth? Is this really the recipe?
You okay?
No, I'm trying to make barrels, but I can't remember the recipe.
Oh yeah, barrels.
The barrel. Today, we're gonna observe how to use the barrel in Minecraft. This magical creature only consists of Okay, maybe I shouldn't try to do French, but yeah, I need to.
Anyway, so earlier though, I mean that's Let's go back to VB Script. You're saying that there was some kind of what was the challenge here?
You had to make basically the idea was to have a little phone book application. So quite simple, nothing really like hardcore that you need to make. But I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna I can half-ass it like quite easy, so I'm not gonna do that. I
Right.
started to make that in Visual Basic, and then just basically use SQL to read out the database.
Good.
Again, nothing really hardcore. But then
Right.
at the end of the school year, we needed to do for like the exam part, you had to do a little, not really an interview. Yeah, sorry, I need a loot
Oh,
box.
fish barrel.
No, yeah, no, not a fish
Yeah.
barrel. It's a lot of stuff that I caught, but I can't store it at the moment.
Whoa, man, you got a
Yeah, I know, right?
good amount of stuff here.
I think it's the nostalgia that the game really loves. But imagine having like a it was a sort of like a oral report where you had to explain how your application worked and you had to show it how it worked. So I started talking about, okay, so I made this in Visual Basic, blah 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 blah, and yeah, but how do you communicate with the database? I was like, okay, bash bash bash. This is like just pure SQL. Select from
Sure.
this, that, from, and etc. etc. And they started staring more and more blankly at me. I was like,
Oh, jeez.
really? No,
Oh my
because
gosh.
99.
What were they expecting?
Yeah, no, but 99% did that whole thing in VB script, and then it's just purely, click button in Access, link it to that table to show it up and shit like that.
Yeah.
I can't work with it. Sorry.
It's not. Yeah. It's not hard.
No.
Oh wow.
I was like, yeah, but the thing was that at the end I got them so bamboozled. They wanted to like consult each other what kind of grade they wanted to give me, and so I left and I was outside the classroom and it took quite long, so I went out to get a cup of coffee and come back and it was still there. I was like, after like 25 minutes or something, I knocked at the door and I was like, can I, go have summer break?
Yeah.
And they were like,
Please.
they were still trying to like find my how I did the code, and I was like, come on, there is no trick.
Come on.
And what I basically did, then I offered to basically, if
to teach them, right?
No. I just because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to provoke them because I was like, yeah, first get me my, get my grade, and then we could have that stupid discussion.
Okay.
So what I did was, if you want, I print all the code, and we can I can show you with basically how it works. And they were like, yeah, no, it takes so much time. I was like, yeah, up to you. Give us 5 more minutes. I was like, yeah, you're basically gonna you're gonna go Google on how this works, and then basically, I ended up getting like a for that specific course, I got I think it's called A+ in English.
A+.
Yeah, here we get graded from 1 to 10. Well, basically, one is what we basically call Microsoft Edge, and 10 would be something that is running very optimal and very good. Basically, I got a 10, so that would be A+. And
Good.
But they said, if we can find out in the next week that you fucked us over, we're still gonna revoke your degree. I was like, yeah, whatever. You're not gonna do that. Easy.
Yeah. My God, that's incredible.
Yeah, and fun part was that like at my graduation, they still didn't freaking trust it. They gave me no, because I did a quite a special special, not special. It was like a consolidated course. At the end, I got 4 degrees in total.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, like a network engineer, system engineer, application engineer, and application developer.
Excellent.
But the cool and funny part is that they were like so bamboozled by the fact that at my graduation they said like, yeah, we still don't know how you did it. I was like,
Oh my god.
yeah, but the problem was that a lot of the they said at the beginning of the school year, the last school year, you can develop it basically on any platform that you want.
Yeah.
So everybody went for the freaking easy road in their opinion and went with the freaking VB script, which was just completely horrible.
Right. Yeah.
Because once you start like debugging and you get one error, you never get away of the error and you have to rewrite the whole shit. So
Right.
I was like, okay, let us start simple. Let's just make a Visual Basic interface, just a few buttons, a window, and then communicate via SQL.
Right.
Because that's something that's really not rocket science. I mean, if you have like a database which is more like a phone book, so it's basically names, a phone number, and maybe an address. So there isn't really a lot of complex tables or shit like that.
Sure.
It's
Yeah. Select
very,
first name,
very
comma,
easy.
last name from address. Semicolon.
Yeah. Some are key fields, some are like and it's not like hard.
Right.
And yeah, but it's the same that like when I started that the whole yeah, how do you call it, education course, whatever. First year they were like, okay, we're gonna have class, but there won't be any computers because they simply haven't been built yet. I was like, really?
Oh, jeez.
So me and a friend said, okay, here's the plan. For or stuff where you need to, the whole course, the whole part where you need to learn how to build a computer kind of shit. If you're just gonna, make sure that we, pass that with a very, very good grade, we're gonna build you those computers. So me and a friend, my friend built like 150 computers in like a week time or something. So.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, but it was easy because that way we could not skip really. But what we basically did was we said, okay, we're gonna take four different types of classes. We're not gonna take them. We're gonna build these computers so people could actually do something in the next week or two in those classes. But it's the same where we get like network education from Cisco. Hashtag not sponsored. What we did was, me and a friend, we went on like a secondhand website and bought some secondhand Cisco gear. And then in the evenings, we just took an hour and a half and just tinker with them, like do like the little things that we do in the course and stuff like that.
Right.
And at some point, some idiot in class, in the little Cisco lab that we had, did type erase flash, confirm, yes.
Oh, no.
So the teachers were like, oh, fucking hell, what would you need to do? It's not working. And we were like, yeah. If you pass this class for us, we'll fix you the shit. And we uploaded like the whole what it's now called, the little iOS from Cisco. It was back then just like, I don't know, 30 megabytes or something, but you had to upload it via a 6900 baud serial connection.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 9600, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Pull out your serial port there. Yeah.
That port was
Get
smoking.
your X modem protocol going. Oh, man.
Yeah, but
those were the
good times. But then again, it was it was fun because you could just just tinker at home. We tinkered so much with the stuff at home. Made so many mistakes at home with the thing that you just go like, okay, just make us pause and we'll just fix it for you, kind of thing. It was good. Oh, Pom, we need more barrels here.
Yeah, I know. This one's filling up. I just put in a Lure 3 Look of the Sea too. That's not too bad.
Ooh. I put in a power 3 bow.
That's good. Yeah. We got some infinity on those bows, some mending on those rods. That'll be helpful.
I had an extra infinity bow.
Hmm.
Where is it? Oh, wait. I think I know where it is. I find it so cool that you actually know if you dive, you could just swim quicker underwater.
That's cool.
I had. Oh, it's a mending bow. I thought it was an infinity. Okay.
Oh wow.
Hello, little kitties. They look so much better in this texture pack.
Meow. So earlier you said photocopier. That's what got me talking about PostScript.
Yeah.
Because the laser printer that speaks PostScript was basically, it uses the same technology as a photocopier.
Yeah, a while back I had a good giggle with my one of my little nieces. Well, she turned 17 this year. But yeah, little is done, But I remember that when you had to do like a presentation in school, that you went to the library and then used the photocopier to like enlarge a picture.
Oh God! Yikes!
And if you were like really into the zone, you had a small picture, you first like scaled it to A4. And then scale it up to A3, so it was like really big. It was really cool.
Right.
And stuff like that. But my niece was like, I was like, yeah, I'm not that spoiled that I could use actually a PowerPoint presentation for my school presentation kind of thing, We had to before the presentation, you had like, could come in like 15 minutes before, 30 minutes before. You could make drawings on like the little chalkboard and shit like that.
Nice. Wow.
I feel old.
I remember. Yeah, we used to have to make our presentation materials on transparent sheets of plastic, and then put those onto an overhead projector, one at a time.
Overhead projector. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at some point, after like 5 presentations, you learned that if you write it down, you had to turn it upside down so it's in mirror, so it will project it right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the first 2 presentations, you really wonder why people were so giggling at your little things.
Yeah, it looked fine to you. Oh man, we're so old.
But I remember that like in primary school, that one of the cool kids had one of those Casio watches that you can remote control a TV with.
Oh jeez, nice.
Yeah. But then once a week, it was like we had this it was a program that was like on public broadcast called School TV. Where every week they had like their little topic that they discuss, and then at some point you had to pause and then like discuss it with like the class and shit like that. Right. And every time when they used they recorded it on VCR just so they could pause it properly.
Right.
And then the person turned off the TV with the remote control thingy, and everybody had to laugh. Oh, that was that was
so
being
cool.
that was like being rude kids back then kind of thing. That's what you did. You turn off somebody's TV.
Oh yeah.
Or even better, if you had like a if your parents weren't home, you took the TV remote and went like through the neighborhood to see who had the same kind of brand of TV. You could like flip it off. That was cool.
Oh yeah, you bet. Yeah, when my parents first got a house with a remote controlled garage door.
Oh yes. Oh.
I took apart the remote control and saw it was just a series of dip switches, and I could just try different combinations of switches. And the people who built our subdivision, they just basically went sequential, and I could open anyone's garage door. Oh, fun stuff.
Yeah, but it was the same with at some point this This is a little bit of a confession. I must say, not really the proudest of it, but it was good fun back then. It was
Yeah.
at the time that you didn't having dial-up internet at home wasn't really a thing because it was hellish expensive.
Right.
So we went to the public library where they had like a few computers hooked up with this fancy system where you had to put coins in to access the internet. But we figured out at some point that if you minimize all the programs, you could just access that little interface for that coin register thingy.
Oh, geez. Nice.
Yeah, so what we did was we put one Dutch guilders in. Yeah, well, I'm that old. We had Dutch guilders. Not the monopoly of money we have now. And we paid 1 guilder to unlock it. Then added like I just dropped something and I can't find it. Doesn't it? I found it. Sorry, that was slightly off topic. I have a new trash can. Yeah, this is very off topic. I have a new trash can which is slightly smaller than my old one, and I'm used to the bigger one. So if I tip it in, yeah. But the thing was that we unlocked it with 1 guilder, and then basically said, okay, 5 cents equals to 5 hours of internet.
Right.
So we sat in the library, like, back then using Netscape Navigator.
Oh, yeah.
You can find that on Wikipedia in the classic section. But no, seriously. But we spent a lot of time, like, on what back then was the internet. There wasn't like Google wasn't a thing. We used Alta Vista as a search engine. Yes, you can Google that and go to Wiki and find what it was.
My God, yeah. And you know what came before Alta Vista? The www, the World Wide Web worm.
That I think that is slightly before my time, though.
Oh, okay. All right. So sorry, you were saying. Go on.
But yeah, but at some point, like the system administrator of the library shows up, like, you've been messing with the systems, but the systems had a card in it called a reborn card, which was basically if you rebooted the system, every single change you made to the system was automatically be undone. And
so like persistence.
Yeah, but the cool part is that when you
not persistence. Yeah, okay. Reborn. Yeah, I get it. Go on.
Yeah, but what you could do is like use a key combination and use an admin password, and then you could make changes to the system if you know the admin password. But what we did was if they start to complain about it, we just reboot the computer, so they couldn't see what changes we made.
Oh,
but then they opened up like the little like coin cabinet.
Yeah.
And
see
they
that
only
it was
found
like
1 guilder in 5
1
cents.
guilder.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing is that they never ever caught us like doing this. And in a way, it was if I look now back at it now, it's just like okay, it was quite fucked up. But then again, we didn't have like internet at home, and we were curious about learning more new stuff and shit like that. So yeah, it was good.
Sure. Yeah. Oh well, I won't even get into the free long distance telephone calls that I made when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm so jealous about the whole American telephony systems that you had back then. I mean...
Oh, God. Phone freaking, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, Anarchist Cookbook? Yeah? No?
Oh, yeah.
Yes? Okay. No, we're talking.
Yeah.
Then you know what?
And 2600 magazine, yeah.
Yep. We didn't have access to the magazine, but we had, like, we used the internet and we found them on... let me put it this way.
On forums and
yeah, but I think I think it would, the information it would be almost called dark web nowadays.
Yeah.
But it contained like stuff that how to make like certain with how to make certain shit.
Sure, yeah. Certain kinds of volatile compounds.
Yeah, but it also contained on how to make free long distance calls in the US and stuff like that. It was, in a way, it was bad, but it was fun as well. As said, our whole telephony system in Europe wasn't designed to work like that, so we couldn't do it.
Oh, well. Oh, man, those were fun days.
Yeah, I just want to say, considering the weather, and we should go maybe to bed.
Yeah. I don't know if you could hear my Ring doorbell, but my groceries just got here.
I was wondering how long it would take for you, because in general they.
Yeah, they're supposed to show up right in the middle of recording, so looks like they're getting back on schedule.
And they didn't get blown away by the tornado, a while back, so that's good.
Oh, from last week, yeah, you bet.
Nevertheless, thank you guys for the good fun. Like and subscribe, see you in the next episode, and postscript.
Fish for now.
Keep postscripting. Bye bye for now.
And keep on postscripting.